Hello. So first of all, I know we did not do a video last week on Friday. We usually do these weekly where we go over quests for the week and then the news for the week. But last week the quests were pretty much the same thing in the same area, and it wasn't really worth doing it because it was very obvious and very easy to do, and there was zero news, so we just didn't. All right, so the quests are, we've got three, just like always, story quests, which the first one's gonna be past tense. Collect Chronolith in Castle Bogmore. You'll find the Chronolith in Bogmore Castle. It seems the collective had hidden it away all this time, using it in secret. Basically what we're trying to find is we're trying to find the Chronolith so we can look back to see who destroyed the Vital Stone of Guile. Anyway, so you're gonna drop in Bogmore, which by the way, bottom right of the map, Bogmore, the tallest structure is the castle, obviously. You land on top and you can just peek down below, and right down below there's a little chest in the side. It can only happen, only one person can do it, but it did reset. So if you give it some time, come back to it if someone comes before you. Give it some time, come back, and then you can do it. It will also affect with your teammate, and then you'll be good to go. Number two, we got a study in time. Attuned Chronolith in Sawtooth Mountain. The Chronolith must be attuned to our timeline before it can be used to view the past. Head to Sawtooth Mountain and attune the device there, which is kind of centered on the map, but a little bit to the right. It's the mountain. I mean, obviously Sawtooth Mountain. There's two locations that we saw that you could do this with. One near the shrine and then one across the way on that little top thing. You have to do it, and you can't actually move while you're doing it. You can move a little bit, but if you move out of the area, you'll have to restart it. Hold your rat key, the little thing spins, and you move on with your time. Then you've got seizing the moment, which is a little bit more in depth than they normally do, which I love this. It's seizing the moment. Defeat Ferrick's elite guard in the Arena of Elders. A most urgent matter for you, Breaker. Ferrick's elite guard is heading into the Hollowlands, bent on driving back our forces. You must intercept them, and remember, sometimes you must fight fire with fire. So you're gonna want to go with Pyro, because the first one that's gonna land is going to be, I think it might be Pyro. I would assume it's Pyro, because when we landed, the first one was fire with a Pyro. But if you land with the other one and it works and it goes to a different element, let me know. Anyways, you have to fight the person. If you don't know, Arena of Elders, by the way, a left side of Halcyon, or I guess west side. If you don't know, it has all of the elements down the bottom, and the gauntlets, you can take one and then another one will drop down, and it's all common. When you land, there'll be a fire gauntlet, or there'll be an elite guard, I guess. They didn't have a lot of health. You have to fight them with the element that they have. They will also be in the class skin, so the pyro skin, stone skin, conduit skin, you get the picture. You have to kill them with the element that they are. So wherever they spawn, there will be a gauntlet roughly like right beside them, right behind them. Go pick it up, kill them with it, move on. There's 6 of them, and it does count for you as your teammates doing it as well. So get it done. And you also get the Truth Seeker badge, so do your quests. So those are the quests, and then we're gonna move on to the news, which is on Monday I released a 34-minute video where I basically talked about all of my issues with the game and how the community feels, which I'm glad I can just be able to get enough feedback from you guys and kind of throw that out into a bigger, broader net so that people can see it, maybe even a stickier group of people to listen to it. If you don't get the joke, I'm sorry for making a sticky joke. Anyways, so with that, Dan Ogles actually answered a lot of the concerns that I had in this video inside the Reddit post. You'll be able to read this if you want to. It'll be down below. Also, the video that I made for Monday will be down below as well if you want to look at that. But basically, he goes over a lot of the issues that I had, and he throws us some stuff that I didn't even know about. So most of their audience, first of all, is consoles. So to the console homies, you win, I guess. So most of the players are on console. He kind of talks about how designing for crossplay isn't really their goal, but it is kind of hard to kind of balance around the thing. Also, matchmaking, by the way, it takes extra time because they want to fit mouse and keyboard players with mouse and keyboard, and then controller with controller. So if you're ever like wondering like, why is this taking so long? Why can't I queue with this type of person from console into blah, blah, blah. They've pretty much added a way for it to kind of separate it as much as possible. It's still gonna mix and match if it goes that way. He also goes on to say that adjusting the game to be fun for console is definitely something they've been trying to do, but that's because if you didn't play in pre-alpha and alpha, it really was probably going to be very difficult for controller players to just jump into easily. They can definitely learn all of that stuff. However, it would definitely kind of deter people. Maybe I don't know if it would have, but it's something that they are still 100% committed to is finding that sweet spot of PC playing with controller and being fun for both. Doing that. He also talks about casual versus accessible. And then he talks a little bit about people do have to want to learn the game. However, you still want it to be easy and accessible for them to just jump right into and not really worry about. It will eventually be fun, which is kind of how I think it was back then, which makes a lot of sense. He does talk about 3v3s and how it probably will never, not never. He talks about how a 3v3 arena mode with a buy system, that he does want one. He does say that. And then he says something about you'll have to convince them. He said some may disagree, but frankly, it would be difficult to convince us otherwise in order to do it. They would just have to have a much larger player base, which to me, I don't really get that. I mean, try to throw it in as an LTM, see how it does. I don't think a 3v3 with the current buy system would be that hard to make. I don't develop games, so I don't know. It could be very difficult, but they have the maps, they have the stuff to do it. Maybe they've tested it and they don't like it, but it is what it is. They did talk about a little bit about a roadmap, which we've kind of gone over a few times about how there is no roadmap and we don't know why there's a roadmap. Basically, he says, I'm sorry, I don't have more to say here at the moment. We're running a business, so unfortunately, business things tie our hands sometimes. We're in active discussion about how we can be more transparent there. It's fantastic, and we love that. One thing I do find interesting is that they do own up to a little bit of their mistakes. He says no one is going to want to climb the ladder with the promise that it will eventually be fun. This isn't easy, but it is easy to screw up. So getting that, learning Spellbreak, having that skill ceiling, he says it is easy to screw up, and we have screwed it up sometimes, which I would agree with. I think my video on Monday pretty much shows you my feelings on that one. And then at the very end of this, we continue to improve on retention. Those who continue playing every release. That's new player retention, current player retention, and even returning player retention. No, we're absolutely not where we want to be yet, which is, I would hope not. And yes, we're aware that some changes in Chapter 2 alienated some of our long-term players, and we hope to address a lot of that feedback in Chapter 3. Chapter 3, this brings me to a very good point, which Dan Oggles, same person, talked about this in the Discord, in the Spellbreak Discord. So on the 4th, which was last Friday, I think, it's almost a week ago, Dan Oggles posted in the general chat of the Discord that adjusting win hitbox chapter for the next chapter. So thank God, win spam hopefully will be dead. I mean, I don't know what they're adjusting their hitbox to, but it would be awesome. He also says Toxic probably getting a small, he also used the small, S-M-O-L, like our emote, the little small range buff, not yet finalized though. Then he says, and that's about it. He says, I think nerfed hitbox will largely address issues. To be honest, I would assume that's probably about when somebody was asking about why not have it be the same damage as rare to legendary. Other than that, the only news we have, other than Dan and Jesse for some reason keep tweeting about Spider-Man, which I don't understand. I really think that's probably just a coincidence. Maybe, who knows? In some game news in the Discord, they posted a hotfix today. If you're seeing this is Friday, this is on Thursday. We just pushed an update to address a series of high frequency server crashes affecting players on all platforms. Please reach out to us if server crashes continue to affect you. And that's it, guys. We are now in week 10, so which means we have two-ish weeks, I guess, after this week. So 3 full weeks, so 10. Maybe we'll have a little break between, or like a good news breakers. You have more time to do it. I hope not. I'm praying to the Spellbreak gods that we don't have to wait another time for this chapter 3, which is completely focused on, oh, I didn't even say that. Where did he say that? Gameplay, core gameplay. I don't even know where he said that actually. I think it was in Timmy's chat. If you don't know Timmy IXI on Twitch, you definitely should, and you're doing yourself a horrible disservice not knowing Timmy. Dan actually talked about how chapter 3 will be completely on the gameplay mechanic side instead of the content side, so that chapter 4 can be on the gameplay side and just be absolutely amazing and blow it out. He actually said that most of the team is working on chapter 4 right now, not even chapter 3, which they should probably be wrapping up chapter 3 sometime soon anyways to push it, but it's going to be mostly core gameplay, which is something that we desperately need. So I'm very excited to see what chapter 3 comes and does. But guys, that's week 10. If you have any questions down below, if you have any think what I said was dumb or whatever, tell me down below as well. Or come into stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 or not 9. Wow, I can't speak. 10 to 3 Eastern. I love you. Love yourself. And have a great weekend or great day. Have a good one. Peace.
Yo, I'm hungry. Where them Cheetos at? They stay biting like where them mosquitoes at. I'm on point like an elbow. Hands red like Elmo. My mama said, have you had enough? I looked and I said, no ma'am. I go ham in the grocery store.